we're young, we're taught that stealing is bad. When you walk into a grocery store and when you're a little kid, you're 3 or 4, candy bars are right at your face right there, you know? You think it's okay to grab one, slip it in your pocket, and take it home with you. It's startling to think that people now are more afraid of going in and stealing someone's TV than they are of pirating music. Because there's actually a larger fine for pirating music than most other theft crimes. So, how many of you know what pirating music is? Alright? How many of you know the punishments for illegally downloading music? Yeah? Did you get hit with it once? Alright. To save everyone from getting themselves in trouble and admitting something, we're just going to do rapidly blink if you've ever illegally downloaded music from LimeWire, Napster, anything like that. A couple people out there. For those people who believe that music should all be free for fans, these people don't realize the work that is put into every individual song by the artists themselves. Those people who believe the artist should be paid for their music, they realize that musicians work hard for the music and the fans are stealing it. For those people who can and should be persuaded to one side or the other, they realize it's illegal to pirate music but just don't understand why. The best option is simply just to stop pirating music. It's very illegal, and stealing from your favorite artist is actually hurting them more than it's helping. You might think that you're going out there and getting them exposure by showing these songs to yourself and your friends or playing them at your parties because you downloaded 10,000 songs last weekend and it'll all be fine. The next best thing to this alternative is to take down peer-to-peer downloading. Does anyone know what that is? No. So that's basically your LimeWires and Napsters, where it doesn't take a middle port for music to go through that you have to download from, like iTunes when you buy music off that. It's basically like someone uploading it and then you just download it back on your end. So taking down sites like that is going to be the easiest way to get rid of this huge problem that we have. For the at least we can educate people on the punishments for the seemingly harmless habit. This is the one thing we can do to help make sure that all of us and all of our friends stay out of jail. Because believe it or not, eventually people do get caught, and it might just be you. It's not one of those things that the FBI or government hunts after, but if you get found with it, they check your computer and it's found on there, there's some extremely harsh penalties. Personal benefits from doing this is that you're not going to get punished. If you stop illegally downloading music now, you're not going to get punished for it in the future. You won't feel that you're stealing from your favorite artists, and they're going to go out and get the exposure that they need and be able to pay for the concerts that they can go to and be able to travel on the road and put on the concerts that you like going to. One of the offenses for it is actually up to 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine, minimum. On top of that, for your first sentence there, your minimum punishment is $750 per individual song that you downloaded. So, basically an average paycheck for any one of us right now. So if you've downloaded 1,000 songs in your life, it's going to come up to a hefty bill. And then not even related to that, you got to worry about the viruses that come with it as well. Using LimeWire, I ruined 3 computers when I was 13. Ruined my parents' laptop, my desktop, and my laptop. Horrible. Crashed every single one of them. So if you continue to use those sites and you don't know what you're downloading, you're going to be ruining not only your life by potentially going to jail and getting fines like that, but also just ruining your own computers. At the end of the day, if you're stealing from an artist who writes music that you continue to listen to, the artist is staying loyal to their fans by making new music, but the fans aren't paying attention to them and aren't staying loyal to them. Basically, you're just blatantly stealing. So, for a personal example for me, I'm actually outside of the statute of limitations for this, so I'll go ahead and admit it. In my time with LimeWire, I downloaded roughly 10,000 or so songs. Times $750 per song, that actually comes out to $750,000 at the time of being 13. So that was this fine that would have been put on my parents at the time, actually, being on their file sharing networks and their computers. So whose parents in here could afford to pay a $750,000 fine for you illegally downloading music? Not very many people. I know many people whom I used to know have illegally downloaded music and would hate for that to come back and haunt them. It seems harmless, but they're stealing from artists who deserve their pay. I know you're not breaking into someone's house and blatantly stealing the records that they have sitting on their shelves. It's just a point and click, right? So it's harmless because you're not doing anything directly to anyone else. That's where you're wrong. The fact of the matter is that if you do the crime, you do the time, and especially with these harsh consequences that we have. My main concern is to make people aware of the punishments because it's an issue that happens every day. From 2004 to 2009 alone, approximately 30 billion songs were illegally downloaded on file sharing networks like LimeWire and Napster. It's illegal to download music off peer-to-peer websites, period. It doesn't matter who you are, what website you get it off of. If you download music even off of someone's upload that they did on their computer, that's illegal file sharing and subject to penalties up to $750 per song. A student at Boston University, something that we can relate to here, illegally downloaded from file sharing networks and is facing $675,000 worth of fines. She was also kicked out of Boston University, so on top of all of her student loans and the debt that she had to pay back for her fines for illegally downloading music, she had to declare bankruptcy, can't get a house, can't even get any loans for the next 7 years, and essentially is the brokest person in America. She tried to fight the ruling and actually appealed it in court over 3 times, but the official ruling was given and she was proven guilty for that. On average, people consume between 7 and 20 billion worth of digitally pirated recorded music annually. Seems pretty logical that you would go on and why not? Why would you want to go to iTunes and pay the $1.10 that you have to pay for a song when it's so easy to point and click? There's so much profit in the industry that's lost. There's another reason why people don't choose to pursue music. It's the job they can easily steal from, and so the cost-benefit analysis on that is basically nothing. Why would an artist want to go into music thinking that's going to be something they're going to enjoy doing and make money off it when all they're getting is getting their life stolen? Basically, think about it like this. Going shopping for music is like going shopping for groceries. You wouldn't walk into the store and drink a gallon of milk out of the